Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today's August the 28th, 2022. We're going to talk about the three indexes today. Again, the Dow, the S&P 500, and even the NASDAQ, because now there is no Fed pivot. Is that what the market is trying to digest right now, basically off of what occurred in one day of last week, which was Friday, to where these three indexes fell 2%, 3%. The Dow fell 1,000 points. Everybody's been doing videos all about the crash that Jerome Powell has created and how that he's going to continue to raise inflation and how that it's scaring everybody out the market. Now, for us, we only pay attention to the price chart, right? We want to see whether or not what the price chart is relating, if it actually lines up with what people are saying. Because if it does, then we know that they are right. If it doesn't line up with what the price chart is reflecting, then we know what that individual is trying to say is wrong. So I wanted to come here to show you all what we need to do, how we need to think, and what we need to expect just by looking at the price chart. Now, it's cool to get other people's opinions and, you know, their thoughts and looking at other sources of research and data. But if it doesn't gel with the price chart, don't follow that information. It's just that simple. So you guys want to join me? As always, hit that like button. Instead of being also subscribe to the channel, because I'm not going to pump these stocks. I could care less about the stocks. I want to make money. I want to show you all how we can move in the stock market in a simplistic way so that we can make money. So check this out. Now, you guys can see this here. We're looking at the Dow futures, and I did a video right on August the 14th. Okay, so what, 14 days ago, did a video in the Dow. Now, you guys can tell that I've already identified where restriction was going to be in the Dow. So for us to see this weekly price bar right here to where the market went down 4.5 cents, 4.5%, we cannot act like we're surprised. I mean, everyone comes in the day of and saying that the market is crashing. We're going to hit a massive recession, depression. Jerome Powell crashed the market. Like, we should have already known what were the chances of that occurring because of what happened the prior week. This market action right here told us, right? We had these two lines drawn on the chart in the Dow just last week. And by us seeing the market in the Dow get rejected at 34,200 points and even get rejected on this downtrend line, we should have said, man, we are weak. The buyers could not break price in the Dow above those two lines. And like I tell you always, the chart don't lie. Look what happened. We fell almost 4.5% last week alone. So what does this mean going forward? Well, it means that these two areas are still rather strong, right? This downtrend line is strong. Even this restrictional line right here around 34,200 points. Price couldn't break it at this moment. So right now, yeah, the Dow is weak. So with that being stated, with us knowing that, we need to see how low can the market go now, okay? So hopefully you all was able to grab a little bit of profitability on this one weekly price bar on August the 15th, because if you did, if you played what we talked about on our video on August the 14th, you knew to take some profitability out right there. You knew it. That's 1.43%. Like I said, we can only get what the market is offering to us. We cannot be greedy, because it's the greed that make people lose, because they just want to let the market go a little bit higher, a little bit higher. We knew what we was up against. All right, so let's cut that out. Now, we understand that these two lines are real important, right? Now, the next thing is, since we understand where the sellers are at, because the sellers are positioned on these lines here, we need to figure out where are the buyers, right? Where are the buyers at into the market in the Dow? Well, first area is going to be right there around 31,500 points, right? That's going to be the first area. Now, this is a very wide spread, and I'm here to tell you that how we ended last week, we're going to start off the week rather low. Like, the market's going to go down in the beginning. So this is kind of like a wait and see period as to how low the market's going to go in the Dow, right? So we need to already expect price to go down, and we're going to play this on the long-term basis, because that's what we do. We already know that since price got rejected in the Dow at 34,500 points, that we can still see the market go down. We understand that that's the restriction area. Okay. Now we need to figure out how low. I'm going to give you all a couple of points. Okay. So now let's go ahead and put that there. First area that we can see buyers approach the market in the Dow is going to be right here around 31,300 points. You guys can see it's on the 2.64% moving to the downside. The biggest areas of support is going to be around 31,000. I really want to see buyers hit the market in the Dow at around 31,000 points. If not there, my second area is going to be around 30,500. The biggest area though that we can all visually see is right here. Okay, we definitely don't want to see the market in the Dow fall below 30,000 points. I think that's going to be a psychological area in the market for a lot of the market participants. Okay, so let me go ahead and extend this line down a little bit further as well, and it's just that simple. All right, so we're going to play some weakness into the market in the Dow. We're going to play some movement to the downside. Okay, and those price targets again, let me see if I could get it right. First one's going to be around 31,500. The second one's going to be around 31,000. And the third one ultimately is going to be around 30,000 points. Okay, so now let's hit up the next one, which is going to be the NASDAQ. You guys can see it that when I did the video in the NASDAQ right here, market broke that downtrend line, right? We can see it. We can see that the market in the NASDAQ did in fact break outside of this downtrend line, but we came right back down below it. That's still more confirmation that the NASDAQ is still weak, and we should not be fooled into thinking that the market's now bullish. So yeah, this one didn't last long. Get out the market now, 7.5% loss in that round, but we understand that we are now weak into the market in the NASDAQ, and this one is about the same. We're not going to play like a crash is going to occur in the market, but there's a very wide spread occurring in the NASDAQ that we can actually see the market come down. Initially, I would say it's going to be around 12,200 points. That's going to be the first spot, 12,200 points. It's about 3% movement to the downside for the market closed last week. The second area is going to be around 11,800, 900 points. That's 5.75%. And the third area is going to be right here around 11,500. So that's like another 8% movement to the downside in the NASDAQ. All right. Hit this back over to the weekly time frame because I like to play the three indexes on a weekly perspective to give us ample amount of opportunity to see how the overall market digests this information. And now we're going to look at the last one, which is the S&P 500. Not surprised, we got rejected on this downtrend line, right? Very widespread down bar on the weekly time frame. So yeah, 5.5%. Cool. Let's put this one on the chart. Still going to look for the market in the S&P 500 as well to fall lower. We have 4,300 points as restriction now. Okay, because I want everyone to see this, right? We started the downtrend in the S&P 500 here. We got rejected the first time here, and now we got rejected a third time. Like, we have to pay attention to what we're seeing on the chart. So any opportunity that we see price come back up to this downtrend line and it falls back down, that confirms the trend is still intact. Okay. Now let's see the first area that we can see the buyers step into the market is going to be right around here, around 3,900 points. Is 3.5%. My second one is going to be around 38.25. That is 5.4%. And my third one is going to be around 37.50, give or take. And that is it. Okay, so that's on the weekly chart. The NASDAQ is on the weekly chart, and bring that over just a little bit. Okay, and the Dow also is on the weekly chart. So we are done. I am finished. This is the newest ideas to what we're looking forward to into the market in these three indexes. Now I'm here to tell you, we need to see buyers. They need to come in and come in one of those price targets that I just mentioned in order for us to really see the buyers and the bullishness of the markets. If we don't see buyers come in relatively soon, then it tells us that a lot of people are believing that we are in a terrible situation in terms of the economy, in terms of inflation, in terms of recession, because people cannot lie when it comes to the money. So let's see how fast the buyers come back in. If they do, the market is still bullish, and I'm still leaning more towards, if that occurs, that the market's going to end up higher towards the end of 2022. But I need to see the chart first to tell us that. So let's just see. All right, make sure you maintain a profitability, and as always, trade different.